What is up, everyone? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity ANC, and today we're saying goodbye to 2025 and jumping into our time machine to go back to the Attitude Years. And today we're dropping off on WWF Raw Is War from April 23rd, 2001, live in Denver, Colorado. And this is the last Raw before Backlash. And let's jump right into the action. The new WWF Tag Team Champions, the Brothers of Destruction, come out to start Raw. Undertaker says, throughout the years, Kane and I have never been known for our sense of humor. It's been a decade of destruction. Triple H said something that I found really funny, and Taker shows footage of Triple H saying that he and Austin are the most dominant men in the WWF. So Taker says, speaking to the most dominant force of destruction, we found all of that pretty damn funny. And then Kane goes on to say, I'm laughing on the inside, which is funny for Kane to speak like that, since his whole life has been nothing but fire and brimstone. Taker says, we would have been quite happy just having a tag match to see who's the most dominant team is, but the stakes rose a little bit because now at Backlash, every championship is on the line. Nothing makes me happier than taking the titles from you two. Tonight, let's have a match and see who the most dominant team is. And then Edge and Christian come out. Edge says, the most dominant force. You've been tag team champions once. We have been tag champions 7 times. So that makes us the best. Christian says, I know you don't have it in you to defend those titles, but if it's a fight you want, we'll do it now. So Edge and Christian walk down. They get attacked by the Brothers of Destruction, but this was a trap set up, and Triple H and Stone Cold attack Kane and Undertaker, attack them with steel chair shots, and then Austin ties up Taker to the ropes and hits him with a chair many times. And Austin and Triple H have just been attacking the Brothers of Destruction from behind since their feud started, and they've been trapping them in these situations, but we'll see if the Brothers of Destruction can get a comeback later on. We see Mick Foley arrive at WWF New York with some paperwork. We see Hardcore Champion Rhyno defeat Spike Dudley after X Factor come out. Spike hits a Dudley dog to Rhyno, but then Albert attacks Spike, allowing Rhyno to land a gore and retain the championship. After the Dudleys attack X Factor, and they land a 3D to Just Incredible. We've got that 6-man tag scheduled for Backlash. I still don't care about X Factor. I like seeing Spike Dudley a part of the Dudley Boyz group now because he's cool, he's different, he's smaller, and it's just a good mix. We see Steven Richards yelling at the Good Father and Bill Buchanan backstage. Steven says, they are laughing at us. We need a fight to win, fight for survival, but also if we don't fight, we will be nothing, basically. So then we see Right to Censor. They lose to Kaientai after Funaki lands a missile dropkick to Bill Buchanan. And the Right to Censor has been on this losing streak. Richards trying to do everything he can to get them to regain momentum, but these guys are not looking good in this group here. Big Show confronts Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon Helmsley backstage, and he shows footage of Tess telling Jeff Hardy that he's happy what he did to Stephanie. That was when Jeff hit her with a twist of fate. Stephanie's pissed, so Vince books Big Show versus Tess later on tonight. WWF Intercontinental Champion Triple H and the WWF Champion Stone Cold come out to the ring. Triple H says Undertaker and Kane came into this ring and ran their mouths. These belts belong to us, and those tag titles belong to us. Everything belongs to us. Austin says, what happened to Brothers of Destruction can happen to every single one of you. Undertaker, you ride out here on your motorcycle. If you got something left, bring your asses out here. But we see a group come out, and it's not the Brothers of Destruction. It's the Hardy Boyz. Matt says, we don't know the meaning of the word quit. Jeff says, the difference with us and you guys fighting is you see us coming. And after he says that, the Brothers of Destruction come out and stand side by side. But then Triple H and Austin leave the ring. Mick Foley appears on the Titantron from WWF New York, and he says that he had a stipulation in his contract that he could make any main event he wanted, and tonight he books an 8-man tag for the main event. I don't see why he would book this as his main event because of all the things that Vince can do to screw people over. Mick really didn't pull a power play here with this one. It's a basic match that he made. We get a submission tag match. Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho. They defeat Kurt Angle and William Regal. Before the match, though, Jericho shows a picture of the Duchess of Queensberry, and it's William Regal's face on like a Queen Elizabeth I, like old Victorian looking lady. I remember as a kid seeing that and cracking up. But Benoit applies a crossface to William Regal. Regal taps out, and Benoit and Jericho get momentum here on Raw. Next, we see Big Show. He defeats Test by disqualification after Shane McMahon hits the Big Show in the back with a steel chair, and then Test lands a big boot to Big Show. We have Shane versus Big Show in the last man standing match at Backlash. Shane's quicker, that's not a word. Shane is quicker than the Big Show, able to run away from him at every chance he gets, but he has to face him one-on-one in that last man standing match come Backlash. Next, we see the Radicalz defeat Raven, Steve Blackman, and Grandmaster Sexay after Eddie Guerrero rose up Raven. We're supposed to see Eddie versus Raven at Backlash for the European title, but SmackDown will change a lot of things, and we'll be covering that soon. We see Trish Stratus taking on Ivory. If Trish loses, she must join the Right to Censor. However, Trish hits a bulldog and defeats Ivory. And again, the Right to Censor just keeps losing here. They're going to implode, I feel like, pretty soon. And we'll see what happens. Next, we have our main event. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, and Edge and Christian. They defeat the Brothers of Destruction and the Hardy Boyz after Austin lands a stunner to Matt Hardy. Basic main event, nothing crazy happened here. Just everyone fighting with each other. We knew that the heels are going to have to get the advantage this week because on SmackDown, the Brothers of Destruction did their thing. So the heels have to have some kind of revenge here. We'll see how this plays out on SmackDown. So far, the lead up to Backlash hasn't been that great. It's been good, but nothing crazy has happened. It's been kind of boring seeing the same matches play out for 2 months, but I think after we hit Backlash, we'll get some new, fresh storylines. With that, we've covered all of Raw Is War. We've got SmackDown and then Backlash. So make sure you subscribe, like, hit the notification bell if you want to find out what happens. We cover current WWE product as well. So as always, stay safe and stay uncensored.